Our next Mama's vehicle is filled with books and stories and hope. Marlene is the founder and president of Libraries of Hope. If you haven't gone there, this is a must. This is a must website. I sent a friend there the other day. She was like, I am geeking out at this website. I cannot, I'm supposed to be making dinner for my kids. Oh dear, now she's a bad mom. But she could not tear herself away from this website. Marlene has dedicated herself to educating the heart and keeping a culture of faith, family, and freedom alive. Welcome, Marlene Peterson.
The banquet hall was filled to overflowing. All eyes watched in eager anticipation for the arrival of their two honored guests. First, a fine, good-looking man entered. He was their newly elected mayor. He was followed by a little white-haired lady who had gifted the town with their library, their college, and their playground. Dinner was served, the tables cleared, and then the mayor rose to speak. I believe that every man is master of his own fate. I believe in being a self-made man, and while I am serving as your mayor, I will do all in my power to ensure every young person in this town is given every opportunity for a good education and a fine career. One can make of himself what he will with enough courage and determination. I am here to serve you all. He returned to a seat amidst thunderous applause. Not once during the address had the eyes of the little white-haired lady been taken from the speaker. She seemed to be studying him rather than his address. She was so deep in thought she almost missed her introduction as the next speaker. She made her way to the podium and began. Years ago in this very town, there lived a teacher of 10 bright, happy girls. She loved them dearly, but sadly had to move far away. She was going to miss those girls, so she asked each of them to write her a letter and share their fondest wishes and dreams. Jenny wanted to be a great singer. She wanted to go to New York and study opera. Catherine wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. Mary wanted to be a lawyer, a criminal lawyer. Louise wanted to be a nurse. The teacher smiled with deep satisfaction for all the good her girls would do in the world. Then turning to the mayor of the city, the little white-haired lady said, "Sir, I believe the contents of that last letter will interest you more than the rest. I was the teacher of those girls, so I can give you the exact wording. Dear friend, you have asked us to give you our dearest wish. I have many wishes for the future, but the wish I want most of all is to be a fine and noble woman, and one day to be the kind of mother you have told us so much about. The girl who wrote that letter, sir, became your mother. 14 years before you were born, your character was being formed, your ideals were being molded, your future was being safeguarded. I congratulate you, sir, on being elected to the office of mayor, but I congratulate you more for being the child of my little girl of the long ago, who at 16 could write, I want most of all to be a fine woman and someday to be a noble mother. To her you owe much. Inspire the girls of your town if you plan for great men. A self-made man needs a noble mother to build the foundation of his character. There is no other way. The speaker sat down, and there was silence in the banquet hall. For hundreds of years, kings and commoners made pilgrimages to the Oracle of Delphi in ancient Greece for guidance, wisdom, comfort, and strength that came through the voice of a woman. It was the voice of two women, Cleartis and Myrna, two renowned singers who sang songs into the heart of a young poet, Pindar, who in turn awakened a love of beauty in the hearts of the Greeks through his poetry and ushered in a golden age. It was the prayerful, tear-filled voice of Monica that turned a wayward son, Augustine, into a saint who later wrote, "It is to my mother that I owe everything. If I am thy child, O God, it is because thou gavest me such a mother. If I prefer the truth to all other things, it is the point of my mother's teachings. If I did not long ago perish in sin and misery, it is because of the long and faithful tears with which she pleaded for me." It was the pleading voice of Mary Washington and a son's respect for his mother that kept a young George from going to sea, thereby changing the course of a nation. Who can measure the influence of a mother? You young mothers are the guardians of the world's most important natural resource, the hearts of children. Hearts matter, for as Luke the physician wrote, "A good man out of the good treasures of his heart bringeth forth that which is good." Everything man creates in the world is but an outward expression of what is treasured in his heart. The child who was brought up to love the good, the true, and the beautiful will grow up to create a world that is good and true and beautiful. The heart forms before the brain within the womb, and emotions develop before the intellect outside the womb. When a child's heart is most open and impressionable, you are there. As you hold your newborn baby close to your heart, your skin is soft and warm. Your voice is sweet and melodic. The lullabies you quietly hum bring a sense of calm and order to the chaotic world he has suddenly entered. You provide the nourishment that satisfies the gnawing hunger in his belly. Cradled in your arms, your baby feels safe. Long before he understands words, long-lasting impressions are being made deep in his heart that reassure him, "I matter, I belong, I am loved." The bond between a mother and a child is strong and powerful. There is nothing else like it. It is because of your closeness to a child's heart that your influence and impact is so great. If you don't like what you see going on in the world, the truth is you are the one who can change it, for all true change must take place in individual hearts, and the heart work is divinely gifted to mothers. For far too long, you've been made to feel that the work done in your home is beneath you, that there are more productive ways for you to spend your time. That is a lie. Over 100 years ago, Herbert Spencer imagined someone from the future trying to piece together who we were from our school books. He wrote, "I see here an elaborate preparation for many things, but I find no reference whatever to the bringing up of children. They could not have been so absurd as to omit all training for this gravest of responsibilities. But we have been so absurd. We are still not only neglecting the preparation, we are demeaning and devaluing the very worth of a mother. Do we not realize the government and agencies can spend far less on ambulances at the base of the cliff if we will support, prepare, and allow you, our mothers, to build the guardrail at the top? Let us correct the course going forward, for as a wise man asks of us, when the real history of mankind is fully disclosed, will it feature the echoes of gunfire or the shaping sound of lullabies? The great armistices made by military men or the peacemaking of women in homes and in neighborhoods? Will what happened in cradles and kitchens prove to be more controlling than what happened in Congresses? We answer with a resounding yes, for we know that the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the nations. Priceless is the influence of a mother. Thank you.